The haze of anesthesia still clung to me when she disappeared. No discharge papers. No doctor's approval. Just gone. My wife, who had held my hand through the initial recovery, kissed my forehead between beeping monitors and muttered reassurances. Left without a word. She'd stood by my bedside, IVs threading from my arms, oxygen tubes looped into my nose, and whispered, "He's facing something heavier than you are." Her words floated in my muddled mind, distorted by painkillers and the aftermath of surgery. I remember blinking at her, confused, wondering who she meant. She was talking about Elias, an old friend, she'd claimed, someone from her past caught in a storm of his own. She said he needed her, and then she left. The rhythmic hiss of hospital machinery filled the void she abandoned. The surgery had been routine, just a bowel obstruction, nothing alarming. But something tore inside. Blood seeped into places it shouldn't have, turning a textbook procedure into a crisis. Alarms erupted. I was rushed back to the OR. A nurse later told me, in a conspiratorial whisper, that my heart had stopped just 30 seconds, but long enough to leave a shadow, long enough to haunt. I remember the cold, impersonal pressure of hands on my chest, voices urgent and sharp, calling my name, dragging me back. But louder than the machines, louder than the panic, was her absence. We'd been married 12 years. A lifetime stitched together since college. She had held vigil when my mother died of cancer, sat with me in sterile waiting rooms through nights heavy with grief. She was the one who promised, "I'll never leave you like your father did." I believed her. I held that promise like oxygen. I didn't see the signs. The late-night whispers behind a locked door. The name Elias lighting up her screen at 1:14 a.m. Her voice changing when she spoke to him, softening in a way it hadn't for me in years. She said he was family, practically a brother. But brothers don't get midnight calls. Brothers don't hold you behind closed curtains. I buried the doubts beneath surgical schedules and the lives of patients who needed me more than my paranoia did. I told myself she was simply kind. Too kind. I told myself I could live with it. I didn't know her compassion came with a street address and a bed she shared. That night, while my heart was sputtering in a pool of blood, she wasn't in the hospital chapel praying. She was in Elias's arms. Her phone, I later learned, went straight to voicemail. Not a single missed call. Not one check-in. For 3 days I drifted between life and death, kept alive by strangers. A gentle nurse, who held my hand when I woke, told me quietly she hasn't called, not even once. When I finally returned home, I wasn't the same. My incision healed, my hand steadied, but something deep within me had snapped, silent, irreversible. I didn't want drama. I didn't want rage. I wanted clarity, precision, like the clean line of a scalpel through tissue. So I began with facts. I pulled the call records from our shared plan, hours-long conversations after midnight, always with the same number. I accessed our car's GPS logs. The yoga studio she claimed to visit twice a week didn't exist in those coordinates. Instead, they painted a consistent path to Elias's apartment, a modest place downtown. The same address she visited the night I was dying. Still, I wanted certainty. A surgeon doesn't act on hunches. I hired a private investigator. What he brought back only confirmed what I already knew. Her smile was full with him, her laughter real. The photos told the story. So, did the videos, her leaning into him, brushing hair behind her ear like she hadn't for me in years. That's when I began planning. We shared a house, 2 cars, a joint investment account, but I had been cautious. My malpractice insurance, my personal savings, some crypto, tucked away in a trust under my sister's name. Shielded, untouchable, I found a divorce lawyer. Not just any. This one was surgical in the courtroom. No nonsense. Fierce. A wolf in a tailored suit. We filed quietly, held off serving. I waited. Then I invited her to dinner. I lit candles. Ordered her favorite Thai dishes. Set the table like it was our anniversary. She walked in, surprised, softened. "You seem different," she said, touching my hand. "Are you okay?" I nodded. I almost didn't make it. I told her, I want us to be good again. She kissed my cheek, said she was glad to have me back. My phone, hidden under a napkin, recorded every word. For 2 weeks, I played the part of the hopeful husband. I suggested a trip, a fresh start. She smiled, agreed, promised to make space on her calendar. I booked the hotel myself. Chose one with discreet hall cameras, just in case. The night before our departure, she returned to Elias. I didn't follow her. I didn't need to. Her phone's location pulsed on my screen every 10 minutes. Downtown, his apartment. Same coordinates. Same betrayal. That was enough. The next morning, before she stirred, I left an envelope on the kitchen table. She wandered in, humming, still in her robe. She saw it, froze. "What's this?" she asked. I took a sip of coffee, calm. "A goodbye." She tore it open. Divorce papers, logs of her calls, GPS routes, photos, screenshots, every lie mapped out, precise and undeniable. A list of everything she'd now lost. Access to joint accounts, titles, insurance. I'd already changed the locks. "You spied on me," she whispered, her hand shaking. "No," I said. "I survived you. There's a difference." I handed her a flash drive. "That's your voice," I said, talking about Elias, saying how he understands you better, how you left your husband, me, on an operating table because he needed you more. "You're lying," she choked out. I turned on the TV, played the recording. "He needs me more than my husband does right now. I'll be back by morning. He's just breaking down." The room was silent, heavy with guilt. She tried to cry, shout, explain. I didn't flinch. "I'm a surgeon. I cut through lies for a living. You left me to die," I said. "Now I'm leaving you to live with it." The divorce moved swiftly. The judge wasn't moved by her pleas or emotional unraveling. My lawyer dismantled her arguments with scalpel precision. She walked away with less than a third of what she thought she'd get. No alimony. No second chances. Elias left her 2 months later, apparently not interested in the full-time version of her. Just the thrill, the fleeting. She moved back to her mother's house. I haven't spoken to her since. At night, sometimes I still hear the beep of flat lines, the echo of alarms. But louder, always louder, is her voice. "He needs me more than you do." She was wrong. I didn't need her. What I needed was a sharp, clean ending.